At 6, this year's Kentucky Derby will once again be without a Hall of Fame trainer.
Bob Baffert will miss his second straight spot in the race after a ruling by a federal judge this afternoon.
WDRB sports journalist Eric Crawford has been following this case since the disqualification of Medina Spirit in 2021. So people may have forgotten, Eric, so let's start at the beginning. Why did Churchill Downs argue to ban Bob Baffert for 2 years at the track?
Yeah, been following this case and we'll be following it for many years to come still. But this all stems, of course, from Medina Spirit testing positive in the Kentucky Derby for a banned substance. The decision was made then after he'd had a third place runner in the Kentucky Oaks in the previous running also test positive for the same thing. And comments Baffert made after all of this that they were going to ban him for the good of the facility. They needed to make a strong statement about doping in sports and in horse racing in particular. So he was out of the Derby last year, and now he'll be out this year in all likelihood.
So he goes into that courtroom saying, hey, I deserve to be back in the game right now. What did the judge say? What was the ruling that caused Churchill Downs to come out the winner in this?
Well, he has a bigger federal case going against Churchill. He was asking for a preliminary injunction to put a hold on that ban while this case goes on, and he was saying this is doing him irreparable harm. He's saying he did not get a full hearing, he didn't get due process, and Churchill Downs, as a state actor, owed him that. The court agreed with that state actor situation, by the way, and that case will go forward. But everything else he claimed, they said, look, you're still making millions as a horse trainer. You just won a big race at Keeneland. They didn't buy that. They didn't grant the temporary injunction.
So what happens to the horses now, those horses that he wanted to race at the Derby?
Well, that's a good question because they have to go to new trainers by the end of the month. And that was a big reason he brought this right now, is that he was trying to get something decided before these owners decided to take. He's got 6 or 7 big-time contenders for the Kentucky Derby that are going to have to find a new trainer by February 28th.
I saw, in fact, number 1, 3, and 5, according to one betting site. That's an unbelievable stable.
Absolutely, and they put up a list of the 10 fastest times for 3-year-old horses in court, and 7 of them, I believe, were Baffert-trained horses. So he's got some quality horses.
So loaded question here. What is next for Bob Baffert?
Well, Baffert can go to the U.S. Court of Appeals. Good luck with that, getting something done by the February 28th. He can go to the 6th Circuit in Cincinnati and ask for something. That's a long shot in every term. Churchill Downs put out a statement today that they were pleased with the decision for the court to deny Mr. Baffert's demand for a preliminary injunction and granted our motion to dismiss on all but one claim. And on that claim, the court held that Mr. Baffert did not establish a likelihood of success on the merits. Today's opinion is a victory for the integrity of horse racing. We'll continue to take action to protect the safety of our human and equine athletes. Baffert has a hearing on March 1st back in front of the State Racing Commission on Medina Spirit's disqualification. Still fighting that in court. We'll still be fighting this in court. But he's probably not going to be fighting the Kentucky Derby this year.
You know who's happy? Some other trainers that might end up with those Derby faves.
That's right.
And we know you'll be following it and letting us know all about it.
It will continue to crop up every Friday afternoon, probably.
Thanks, Eric.